He died a very wealthy man and very well known. And the opera companies at the beginning of his career were part of this. And so what you did with these Italian opera companies was import singers from Italy. And this one famous soprano, she's an Italian soprano, she's very well known in London. And she was a bit of a fierce woman as well. She had a bit of a temper. But her and Handel got along relatively well after a bit of a confrontational start. And Handel used her almost all the time because she was a big draw and audiences loved her. But after a little while, the audiences wanted more. So Handel brought in another soprano, a younger one, and apparently better looking as well. And this caused quite a contest between these two women. They did not like each other, to say the least. And they developed these two different camps that would come to the operas. And when one would sing, the other camp would hiss and boo at them. And when the other would sing, they'd hiss and boo. So it became this big thing. And it actually, at one point, there were scuffles within the audience, and then the two sopranos got into it on stage. They actually had to be pulled apart. They were fighting on stage, and it was a big to-do. And they were threatening to fire these singers, but then the royal patronage of one company said, "No, we're going to pull our support if you fire these singers." So they calmed everything down, and the way they resolved it was they determined to pay one singer, the younger one, £1 more than the other. Well, of course, the other quit in a huff and said, "Enough! I'm not having this." So that kind of resolved it in a certain way. But because of this literal infighting, there's a British composer named John Gay who composed this opera called The Beggar's Opera, which completely mocked Italian opera. And the whole thing was two sopranos fighting and mocking all the Italian type of writing, composing, and it was massively successful. It had a huge run, and the audiences loved it. And so from that point on, and a little bit before, the Italian opera in London just died, and Handel went bankrupt, and it actually caused, some say maybe a stroke, maybe a nervous breakdown, and he decided to go to Aachen, which is a small city in Germany, a spa town, and get better. Well, he became better quite quickly, and in that time, he thought, hold on, how can I make my comeback and be very successful? And the way he did that was through this art form called oratorio.